Stephanie White, in her post-game interview, confirms the team looks the best when the ball is in Caitlyn's hands, when she is the main decision maker, and everything revolves around her. Yet for some strange reason, in the Valkyries game yesterday, after witnessing that in real time, Stephanie White decides to change things up, slow the things down, take Caitlyn out the game, and she complains that the team suddenly loses focus.
A reality show nobody signed up for. She didn't just defend Caitlin Clark. She boda slammed Stephanie White's entire coaching credibility with receipts, sass, and a look that screamed, "I said what I said." What triggered this fiery takedown? Why is everyone in the WNBA acting like it's a group project gone horribly wrong? Stick around because this tea is hotter than the fever's
Ducking, dodging, you got to look both ways before you cross the street. Everybody's taking shots at us, Caitlin Clark fans, the Chicago Sky vloggers, the content creators, the Angel Reese content creators are firing at us non-stop. We got to keep our head on a swivel, y'all. We got to keep our head on a swivel. Stephanie White's a bum and needs to be fired. That's what's going on. Did y'all see the interviews today? Sophie Cunningham just exposed Stephanie White. Flat out exposed her.
The reason fans pack the arena, wear mismatched merch, and chant like at a cult revival meeting has nothing to do with any five-player setup. It's the Caitlyn system. Caitlyn is the system. You could throw 5 traffic cones and fever jerseys beside her, and it would still sell out, because at the end of the day, no one's buying tickets to see backdoor cuts and screen assists. They're buying Caitlyn. Period.
Sophie Cunningham went on the record to basically say what I've been saying and everyone else. Give the damn ball to Caitlyn. Whatever offense we running right now, it is not working. You have to give the ball to Caitlyn and let Caitlyn do what Caitlyn has to do. Now, we done seen this formation time and time again. Now, I know some people might want to say Caitlin Clark was off the ball somewhat at Iowa. She was a little bit in years past.
This isn't a team sport when the ecosystem revolves around one gravitational force. This is basketball theater, and she's a headline act, director, and the person who tears the ticket at the door. And into this glorious chaos walks Sophie Cunningham, part basketball player, part human microphone, and full-time truth dispenser. The woman doesn't have a mute button, and thank heavens for that.
It's a rough time being an Indiana Fever fan right now. Things is getting real crucial. It's real serious. We're almost 20 games into the season, and we are below 500. This is embarrassing. I would have, at the beginning of the season, I would have bet you my last breath. I would have bet my life, my house, everything, that there was a 0% chance that we would be under 500 19 games into the season. This is crazy.
Sophie isn't here to play diplomat. She's not applying for a job at the league office. And she sure as hell isn't sugarcoating anything to keep the good vibes only crowd happy. She says what needs to be said in HD clarity and with the precision of a buzzsaw in a dollhouse. People get nervous around her because she tells the truth like it owes her money. You ask Sophie a question, you don't get a soundbite. You get a fireworks show followed by a TED Talk.
To watch a 19-point loss, Caitlin Clark's return, in which, since this is a lady we're talking about, it looks like Stephanie White has spaded Caitlin Clark, for lack of a better way of putting it. If it was a dude, I'd say neutered, but, you get my point. She has taken away Caitlin Clark's greatest asset, which is the creator and instigator of offense.
She's got that rare quality of actually believing what she says while saying out loud in public, which in today's era of media-trained athletes whispering platitudes is equivalent of skydiving with no parachute but all the confidence. Of course, some delicate souls got their feelings rearranged when she gave her 2 cents, more like $200, 0 cents worth on which cities should be getting WNBA expansion teams. Gasp, a player with opinions about the league in front of microphones. How dare she disrupt the echo chamber of beige interviews and pre-approved talking points? She wasn't playing the league politics game. She rolled the dice, tossed the board, and told everyone the pieces were rigged from the start. But that's the charm. Sophie isn't trying to win Miss Congeniality. It's not PR. It's because she sees what every basketball IQ above sea level sees. Caitlin is the system, and everyone else is fumbling the user manual. There's no reason Caitlin should be playing like she's being punished for inventing the three-point line. The only thing more awkward than her current usage is watching referees try to explain a tech foul without bursting into interpretive dance. In the post-practice interviews, had this to say: I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow on when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game. And so we have to adjust, and I think all of us just want it now. We know we had some flow. But when Caitlin's here, we need to play a different style because she's that great. That is what Sophie Cunningham just said. Instead of building the offense around the generational phenomenon, there's an active effort to integrate her as if her presence is a mild inconvenience that needs bureaucratic approval. She's not a supporting character. She's not a developmental project. She's the blueprint, the main event, the pyrotechnic finale before the gym lights cut out. Sophie doesn't have time for coded language. She doesn't have patience for legacy coaching hierarchies pretending it's 1997. She sees a star being dimmed on purpose and says, nope, not on my watch. Not because she's rude or disrespectful, but because she's unfiltered in a league that still loves its filters. She'll say out loud what everyone whispers in group chats. She'll question decisions that others excuse as strategic. She'll call out underwhelming coaching adjustments that look more like confused yoga poses than basketball plays. Years pass, but when Caitlin Clark has become the Caitlin Clark we love and we've grown to see, Caitlin Clark has a ball in her damn hands. Bro, Caitlin Clark has the ball in her hands, and she said verbatim herself that they run a read and react offense. You know what that is? The ball's in Caitlin hands. Now, there's been a large speculation that Caitlin Clark pretty much wants to go to New York and play with Sandy Bernardo and the gang behind all the buzzwords and game plans. The real problem is this. The Fever had the keys to a Ferrari and decided to use it for a grocery run. Caitlin's talent is being wasted like Wi-Fi in a forest. You don't draft a once-in-a-generation player to have her stand in the corner while someone else runs a post-up that ends with a missed layup and a collective sigh from the crowd. You let her cook. You get out of the way, pass the spatula, and let the genius unfold. But somehow Sophie's the controversial one for noticing this out loud. Not the coaching staff. Not the offensive scheme that looks like it was scribbled on a napkin mid-turbulence. Not the decision-makers who keep treating elite shooters like casual role players. No, it's Sophie with her bold statements and unwillingness to pretend the Emperor's robes are real. All she did was state a preference, and suddenly half the timeline was demanding an apology, as if she insulted their grandmother's cooking. It's expansion, not Hunger Games. Bert's, I don't care about the rest of what she has to say. It's going to sound good. I'm sure it's going to be her refusing to take accountability. I'm sure it's going to be her putting the onus on the players. I'm sure not owning up to her. I'm sure. But what she said right there, other than 2 5-minute spurts, the team lost focus, didn't pay attention to detail, so on and so forth. That is her not realizing that she's accountable for what transpired. What Sophie understands and what many refuse to admit is that this league only thrives when the product is undeniably good. And right now, the product gets sold when Caitlin touches a ball, not when she disappears for 10-minute stretches, like she's grounded by the coaching staff. If people are buying jerseys and packing arenas for one player, maybe, just maybe, the offense should involve her more than the bench rotation involves folding chairs. No one came to watch the Fever run outdated sets that confuse motion with progress. No one's tuning in to watch offensive possessions that resemble group therapy sessions with zero resolution. They're coming for fireworks, deep threes, and the kind of confidence that makes even opposing fans